Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm really excited because I have 4 decants from the company Gritti Fragrances, and I purchased these from a company called Perfumes here in Canada. This is not affiliated, not sponsored. I purchased them with my own money. I have been wanting to try the Gritti fragrances for a long time. A couple of them I have a little bit of experience with, but not all of them. I was most excited to smell Chantilly and Tutu in the pink bottle, and I do have some thoughts. So if you guys want to see my first impressions, and after doing a little bit of a wear and kind of like my final thoughts, which ones are my favorite, which ones I think I'm going to continue to experiment with, then please stay tuned. And if you're new here, I would love if you would consider subscribing. On this channel, I do share a lot about minimalism, decluttering, organization, some fashion, skincare, self-care, a little bit of makeup, perfume reviews, pretty much anything that brings me joy and happiness I like to share with you guys. And without further ado, let's get on into today's first impression and overall thoughts on these 4 hyped up Gritti fragrances. Okay guys, so as you can see here, I've got 4 decants of perfumes in front of me. Still just finishing my morning coffee here, and I received these a couple days ago and I couldn't wait to do this video for you guys, but I was super busy with other things. But I finally have some time today, and today we are going to discover together 4 what I would say are fairly hyped up, 3 of them more so than the other one, Gritti perfumes, or Gritti Perfumes. So Gritti is a house that I have only experienced a couple times. Once when I was at a Lucky Scent boutique, when I was on vacation, I did briefly smell Tutu, the rose one, but I didn't spray it or anything. I just sniffed the atomizer and I don't really remember what it smelled like. And then Gloss of Night, I also have a small 1 ml dabber sample, which I got from Lucky Scent. But I liked it enough that I thought it was worth getting a larger decant and experimenting with it a little bit. So just for full disclosure, you guys, all of this was paid for with my own money. I'm not in any way affiliated with any of these companies. I did order these from a company called Perfumes, I believe is how you say it, Perfumes, from Montreal. They do ship in Canada and also the US, and whenever you order decants from them, they come in this really pretty little package, really nicely nestled. There's like some foam wrapper in there, and they have this beautiful bow on them as well. And you can order full bottles, but you can also order 5 and 10 ml decants. So as you can see, this one here is a decant of Gloss of Night, and this is a 5 ml. Honestly, you guys, I really think this is the way to go, unless you know 100% that there's a perfume you really want, because this little 5 ml is honestly going to take me so long to go through. I know when I have a 10 ml travel size of any other perfume, it already takes me months to go through a travel size. So these are going to last me forever. So essentially, this is kind of like having 4 perfumes instead of just getting 1 bottle. I did want to blind purchase a Gritti perfume. My instincts were telling me to purchase the pink Tutu, the Tutu Rose. However, I know better than that. So we're going to experience these perfumes together here today. I would do just a review where I've already smelled them and I come to you guys with my fully formed thoughts. And can give you like an adequate review, because as you know, sometimes our feelings toward a perfume can change. Your first impression, you might not really like it, and then 2 months later, it could be a favorite perfume. Sometimes it's not what you expect, and you have to take some time with it. So I would come and do a full review, but I really wanted to share these with you guys. I was so excited. And also, I really like first impressions. I love watching like blind buy first impressions and seeing what people's very first initial impression is of that fragrance. Okay guys, so I figured let's start out with Gloss of Night, because I've already smelled this one before, so I kind of already know like what it smells like a little bit. So let's go ahead and spray this. One thing I'll say is that I initially thought this was a mango perfume. For some reason, I think there's mango blossom in it, but for some reason I thought this was a mango fruit perfume, and I later on found out it was peach. And I don't like peach. You guys know that. If you watch my channel, you know that peach for me is one of the hardest fruits in a perfume. For some reason, every fragrance that is heavy in peach, I don't care for. But anyway, let's go ahead and spray it. I did like it enough to get a decant, so really nice atomizers on these Perfumes decants as well. So this is very pretty, very pleasant, fruity. Right off the hop, it's very fruity, very sweet, and a little bit creamy. So this is fruity, feminine. It's not super fresh. It does have a bit of a freshness to it. Now that I know that there's peach in there. Now I can smell the peach. At first I wasn't really sure. I thought that maybe it was just mango mixed with whatever else was in here that was giving it that scent. But now I can tell, like I can pick it up if I look for it. So it's not like super peach heavy to my nose where I don't care for it. It doesn't come across like a peach Bellini or something like that. It's very creamy. There is a little bit of a green quality in here, some kind of a green earthiness. I don't know if there's some sort of a leaf in here or some sort of a plant or something, or vetiver or something like that. Maybe some sort of woody note and maybe some musk or something. It smells bright, and like the color that it has is like a peachy fruit kind of a color, like an orangey, peachy shade, and then like whipped cream is what I kind of get. And the whipped cream that I get in here is kind of like the sweetness that you're going to get from Parfum de Marly Oriana. If you've ever smelled Oriana, Oriana is along the same veins as a Love Don't Be Shy, but not quite as heavy in the orange blossom neroli direction. It goes more in a berry direction. And so Oriana is like this kind of little bit orange blossomy, marshmallowy, whipped cream, berry fragrance. The sweetness that is in there and the creaminess that's in there is very similar to what is here in Gossip Night, which I like. It's not lactonic. I don't know, it just smells very kind of delicious, like almost like a peachy dessert. Very, very sweet. Not overpowering, not sickly sweet, I should say. My overall thoughts about Gossip Night is that it's too early for me to tell. I did notice that when I had the little dabber on my skin, I didn't love the way it smelled up close on my skin. Like when I put the little dabber on my skin and then brought it up to my nose, I found it smelled a little bit kind of like something in there was a little bit screechy or harsh, or there was like a green bitterness to it is the best way to put it, I guess. Yeah, there was a bitterness when I put my nose right up to my skin. But the air, like the waft that you get, the sillage that I got from this, I liked. It was sweet, it was pleasant, it was feminine, it was fruity, and it was like a little bit addictive, but I only tried it that one day, so that is Gossip Night. The only thing that's keeping me from really liking this a lot, I think, is I'm not a huge fan of peach, and there is something a little bit bitter on my skin, but I can see why this like blew up and everybody seemed to really like it. But I'm really curious to see if I'm going to like Chantilly better or the Tutu Rose, because I feel like Chantilly, Tutu Rose, and Gossip Night are their three biggest feminine sellers, and I feel like a lot of people are sort of like one or the other. Like a lot of people they love Tutu, or they love Gossip Night, or they love Chantilly, and they don't care for the other ones. So let's go ahead and do Tutu Blanc next. I don't know if I'll actually wear through this whole decant, to be honest. I'm happy that I have it. I'm definitely going to experiment with it. At this point in time, I would give it on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the greatest ever, 0 being I really cannot stand it, 5 being totally neutral. I give it like a solid like 6.5. So I like it more than I don't like it, but I'm not head over heels like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, I need it in my life kind of thing. All right, so here we have Tutu Blanc. Let's go ahead and spray Tutu Blanc. Just the name, it sounds like something I would like. Yeah, I don't know, just sounds like something I would like. Okay. This one smells more perfumey to me than Gossip Night. Gossip Night was much more fruity and gourmand and sweet. This one has more of a perfumey kind of smell to me. To me, it smells like a little bit maybe more floral and kind of almost like nutty in a sense. Yeah, a little bit powdery kind of. I'm almost getting like, I don't know, I want to say there's like some sort of a powdery kind of a nuttiness, maybe like a heliotrope or almond or solar notes or something like that. I don't love this one. I think I like Gossip Night better. This one smells kind of like soapy clean, like feminine soapy clean, not as fruity. I think there is some fruit in here, but I'm not sure. I feel like if there is fruit in here, it's more of like a berry fruit. I'm not getting like mango or peach or something like that. Not super fresh either. This one doesn't have a lot of freshness. This one's quite a lot deeper than Gossip Night. Gossip Night definitely had more of a fresh, fruity feel to it. This one is more, yeah, goes more in this like powdery, kind of almost vanillic direction. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care for this one all that much. Let's go ahead and look at the notes. This one I don't think is going to stay, you guys. Like, never say never. I should put it on my skin and just wear it for a day and see how I feel, but at first sniff, I don't love it. It's kind of giving me like, powdery, feminine laundry detergent or something. Yeah, and very mature. This one's more mature. Gossip Night is more like, flirty and youthful and fun and sweet and girly. This one's definitely a little bit more on the mature side, and I don't think nearly as mass pleasing. Let's go ahead and look at the notes. Okay, this is interesting. There's coconut in here. Okay, I can see that now that I see it in the notes. So the top notes for Tutu Blanc are coconut, apple, black currant, grapefruit. The middle is heliotrope, jasmine, and rose, and the base is musk, raspberry, vanilla, and amber. Interesting. I didn't really smell much of the grapefruit. I can understand now coconut. Yes, I could pick that up now that I know it's in there. Jasmine, yeah, so this one is definitely more floral. It's not as fruity and sweet and fun-loving and playful. It's definitely a little bit more mature. As it starts to dry down on the paper, at least, I like it better, but it still isn't quite for me. Yeah, it's very, to me, this is almost aldehydic in a sense. It smells like fruity, floral, powdery laundry detergent to me. I'm not a fan. I think I can see why people like Tutu Rose better. Yeah, so this one is not me at all. I like Gossip Night better than Tutu Blanc for sure. So a little bit disappointed. The only thing about Parfum Exquise, I don't think you can purchase 2 ml decants. I think you have to purchase 5 or 10. So yeah, I'm stuck with like 5 mils of this that I'm not going to be keeping. Because yeah, I don't think that's for me. Also, I'm not a fan of coconut. That's the other thing too. So maybe the coconut that's in there is bothering me, although I don't particularly smell straight up coconut. But I can understand it now that they've mentioned it. Yeah, for me, this is powdery, fruity, floral, laundry detergent, mature. I don't like it that much. It's a little bit on the darker side, not super dark, but it's just not super bright or fresh or airy or, yeah. If Gossip Night had a color, it would be a nice, bright, sunshiny, sunrise, peachy color. That's what it smells like. This one for me smells more like purple, you know, like it smells like a kind of dark purple color. If I had to give it what it smells like. So yeah, this one I don't like. This one I'm less than neutral about. I would give this one like a 3, maybe. Okay, now let's spray Tutu Rose. This one I think is arguably, aside from Gossip Night, one of their more popular fragrances. The bottle for this is also absolutely beautiful. Like everything about the name of the perfume, the bottle design, everything about it speaks to me. This is the one I was going to blind purchase. I wanted to blind purchase it, but I know better. Either of them could be. I really want one. I really want a Gritti perfume. I think they're really fun and beautiful and playful and feminine and girly. And that is the era of life I'm in right now. I want to smell beautiful and feminine. And I think these are the epitome of that. So let's go ahead and spray Tutu Rose. My room is going to smell really nice. Okay, Tutu Rose. This one is much lighter and fresher and brighter compared to Tutu Blanc. It does not smell purple to me. This one has a bit of a tartness, a bit of a freshness. It does give me like a long distance sister, Delina from Parfum de Marly. Long distance sister, at least in the opening. This one, however, quickly becomes more creamy, more a little bit powdery. It's very pretty. It's very light. It has an effervescence to it, much lighter than the Tutu Blanc. Tutu Blanc to me smelled kind of white and purple and more floral. This one to me smells more fruity, a little bit more fresh. There's like a bubbliness to it. There's a brightness to it. I like this one. It's elegant. It's like playful and fruity and floral and fun and creamy, but also has a playfulness to it. This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. Okay, this is a good one. This is one I feel like I could have blind purchased. I would not have been disappointed. If I would have opened this bottle and sprayed it, I wouldn't have been disappointed. It also isn't like super overpowering or super strong, and it's not hard to digest or hard to understand. It's not challenging. Like for example, like I feel like this one is more mass pleasing, but comparing it just for an example to a fruity Xerjoff, Cruz del Sur 2, for example, they don't smell anything alike, but just as a comparison, Cruz del Sur 2 has a lot more body, a lot more oomph. It's more powerful, and I feel like it would be more polarizing. Like with Xerjoff in particular, you either love the fragrance or you don't like it because they're kind of a little bit more, there's more to them. They're more complex and have more of a depth to them, and they're stronger, and a lot of them are unisex. This one is very, very feminine, like ultra feminine, very light, very pretty, very inoffensive. It's clean, it's pretty. It's not nearly as sweet or heavy or gourmand as Gossip Night, not at all. I wouldn't call this gourmand, although I do pick up like a bit of a creamy vanilla undertone to it. Not as powdery as Tutu Blanc. Definitely brighter, definitely pinker. Yeah, it's just pretty, it's light, it's elegant, it's soft. Yeah, it smells like a ballerina. Hence the name Tutu. Smells like chiffon. Like a beautiful, pretty pink chiffon cake or something. All right, definitely very light. It's already it's pretty faint, you know, on the paper. This one is definitely going on skin. This is a contender like for a full bottle. I could consider, because I really, really want a Gritti bottle in my collection. They're so beautiful. And this would be nice for like spring, summer, I would say, by the way. Tutu Blanc, I think more like fall, maybe even winter. This one is more like spring, summer. It's like fresh and like new floral growth and new beginnings and brightness and fruitiness. Yeah, there's a little bit of a powderiness, but it's not too heavy. It's super subtle, super soft, and very, very pretty and elegant. This one also smells younger than Tutu Blanc. So this one already, I would say, and I'm probably a little bit biased, you guys, because I've seen the bottle and I'm a sucker for pretty packaging. I digress. So I'm a little bit biased, but I would give this one probably a solid like 7.5, which is good. Remember that a 10 out of 10 is like my all-time favorite, best ever. Like think Christian Louboutin Louis Rouge. So yeah, 7.5. I like this one. So I think it's going to be a close call between this one and Chantilly, but I'm really, really excited to smell Chantilly. So let's go ahead and spray that one, and then I'll compare them all at the end. Okay guys, let's go ahead and spray Chantilly. I'm most excited for this one. After the Tutu, I was most excited for this one, and I have a feeling I'm going to really like it. Now this one I'm pretty sure has strawberry. Pretty sure has strawberry in this one. So let's go ahead and spray it. I'm really excited. The bottle for this one is also beautiful. This one and Tutu are really pretty. Oh, I like this one. This is feminine and pretty. Okay, yeah, strawberry. Okay, this is strawberry. All right, so when I first spray it, that first initial spray, I got kind of a blast of everything, but right now I'm getting strawberry. Yep, very, very strawberry dominant. Very like fruit, very fruit basket, fruit dominant. It reminds me a little bit of the opening of Cassiopeia from Tiziana Terenzi. Like that kind of a fruity sweetness. It's quite strong. I have to let it dry down a little bit because that berry is too strong for me at the moment. It also, I have to say, as you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of just straight up strawberry scents either. Peach and strawberry, I like them if they're blended in with other notes and like balanced out, but I don't like when they're super, super forefront. Like Xerjoff, La Capitale, I didn't really like that fragrance. That was a strawberry dominant fragrance as well. On the paper, the strawberry is very strong. Other than that, maybe a little bit of it's kind of like fresh, maybe a little bit of a creaminess in there, but more than anything, it's very fruity and very strawberry. I liked that initial first spray a lot more than I do right now in kind of the opening mid. Not loving the opening mid, at least on paper at the moment. Yeah, I definitely have to let this one dry down a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the notes. This one has strawberry, melon, mandarin orange, orange, and bergamot in the opening. In the middle, it has coconut, apple, floral notes, and cassis. And in the base, it has vanilla, powdery notes, and musk. So they really like to use their coconut, don't they? They like their coconut, they like their floral notes, they seem to like their cassis, vanilla, musk. Those are all consistent notes in all of these fragrances. But yeah, even according to Fragrantica, strawberry is the most dominant note in here, followed by the vanilla and the powderiness, and also the coconut, which again, I'm not really getting a lot of coconut in here. The coconut for me was the most strong, the most noticeable in Tutu Blanc, not so much in Tutu Rose, not so much in Chantilly. As it started to dry down here a little bit, I'm starting to be able to pick up some of the other notes. I think I can smell the cassis that's in there, becoming a little bit more powdery, a little bit more vanilla, definitely very feminine. In terms of the age demographic, I feel like this one is somewhere between the pink Tutu and Tutu Blanc. It's not as mature smelling as Tutu Blanc, in my opinion, but it's not as youthful smelling as the pink Tutu Rose, and it's definitely not as youthful as Gossip Night. This one's almost a little headachy to me at the moment, actually. I think I don't know if it's the strawberry is just so strong. Okay, so actually, you guys, I'm not liking this as much as that first blast was really nice. I liked that first blast, that first spray. And now I'm not loving it as much. And I don't even know, I don't know if I would love this so much on skin either. Again, it's giving me a little bit of a laundry feeling in here. It's almost like a powdery, again, fruity laundry, clean laundry kind of vibe. Again, though, perfume always wears different on skin. And the actual experience of wearing perfume is always different than putting it on paper. I'm going to give Chantilly, honestly, I don't like it as much as the Tutu Rose. I will give this one a 6. Yeah. Maybe a 5.5, 6. Yeah, I don't like it as much as I thought I was going to. All right, guys, so I have just sprayed all these perfumes on my skin. I hope I can remember where I put them. Okay, so Chantilly on skin. Not my favorite. And I don't know if it would be worth it, the Chantilly. Not as strawberry dominant as it was on paper. Definitely more powdery and more soft, but still not my favorite on skin. Tutu Blanc. Okay, Tutu Blanc on skin, you guys. Very mature, very strong, very heavy in the white floral. Again, I mean, it's pretty. It's really pretty, but very mature, and what I get mostly on skin is that kind of jasmine heliotrope accord. Not super fruity, definitely has a depth to it, definitely packs a punch. Chantilly is lighter and fresher and girlier, and I'm not loving the way that Chantilly smells on skin. It's coming across a little, I don't know. I'm gonna have to take some time with Chantilly. I like Chantilly on skin better than Tutu Blanc. Right now, Tutu Blanc is really my least favorite. It's just too powdery, and I like powdery scents, but I think it's a powdery jasmine. Yeah, it's like a powdery purple jasmine is what Tutu Blanc smells like. Not at all. I was expecting it to be more along the lines of a cream, like a whipped cream, vanilla powdery thing, and it's really not. It is so heavy in the white floral. Tutu Rose. The pink Tutu is so much better, in my opinion. Much lighter. Definitely has a bubbliness to it. You know what it kind of smells like on skin? Bubblegum. Kind of smells like a powdery, fruity, slightly green bubblegum. It really smells like bubblegum. Not in a bad way, not like tuberose. Almost minty. It smells like there's mint in here or something. Yeah, there's like a minty freshness. It's still a little bit powdery. But yeah, the Tutu Rose is so much more digestible. It's not as heavy, it's not as mature, it's more elegant, it's more light, it's more carefree and playful. All right, Gossip Night. I really like Gossip Night, but there is something a little bit green and bitter when I put my nose directly up to my skin. Definitely a little green and bitter. Could just be the peach. Gossip Night is definitely the sweetest out of all of them, followed by Chantilly. It goes Gossip Night, Chantilly, Tutu Rose, Tutu Blanc in order of sweetness to least sweet. Gossip Night is definitely the most fun and flirty and playful and seductive and date night, summer kind of thing. Tutu Rose is beautiful though. Tutu Rose is like some sort of a distant cousin of like Delina, almost mixed with a little bit of bubblegum. It's so crazy how different they are. Those are all 4 of these Gritti fragrances, you guys. Let me collect my thoughts here. Let me take a few minutes with them, let them dry down a little bit. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to sniff my arms in the air, see what I get, come back and tell you guys my final thoughts. Right now, my 2 favorites are definitely Tutu Rose and Gossip Night. Okay guys, so it's been a little bit of time. I went outside, I let the perfumes dry down, and I walked around, and I kind of just like, it sounds kind of silly, but what I do when I'm testing perfumes out is I spray them on myself and I walk around and I kind of move my arms around a little bit more than intentionally, like more than I normally would. And I kind of wave my arms around a little bit. I probably look crazy to the neighbors, but I do that because I want to catch the whiff of the perfume on the air. I want to catch it in the air, and I want to get a feeling for how is it going to smell when I walk past somebody? How is it going to smell when I myself walk outside and I catch it on the air? That is for me like the true experience of wearing the fragrance. That's where you get it at its best, is outside in fresh air. I do not care for Chantilly. Chantilly is actually my least, I don't know if it's my least favorite. It's kind of pretty close with Tutu Blanc. It's not bad, but it really is, I think, just too strong in the strawberry for me. I'm not a huge strawberry fan. I'm glad I didn't blind purchase that one. I almost did, and I'm really glad I didn't. That would have been a fail. If you really like strawberry, you might really like Chantilly. Chantilly for me is actually going to go lower than 5. I rated it higher initially, but after putting it on skin and walking around with it, getting that true sensation, Chantilly goes down to like a 3 or a 4. So Chantilly is out. I do not think this will be worth even keeping for me. I just don't even like it enough to continue with it. Tutu Blanc actually smells more sophisticated and nicer outside and not as strong as what I first thought. It still is heavy in that sort of powdery white floral quality. Definitely very mature, very ladylike, very pretty, very feminine. Tutu Blanc for me smells the most perfumey out of all of them, and very mature, has a punch to it, has a depth, very strong, very potent. I'm not a huge fan of it. So Tutu Blanc I also do not care to try again. It's just okay. It's just okay. I'm neutral about Tutu Blanc. It's like a 4 or a 5. My second favorite is Gossip Night. Gossip Night is the most fun, flirty, playful, fruity, a little bit more gourmand. Is definitely the most like whipped creamy and delicious and scrumptious and addictive and youthful out of all of them. And I can see why people love it. And it does smell really nice. It definitely smells the least mature out of everything. It's not as elegant as Tutu. It's not as mature or elegant or refined. It's not quite as interesting. It's beautiful, but it's not as interesting as the pink Tutu. But I like it. And this is one I will give more. I will wear that one more, and I will try it out, and I will see how it goes. My favorite one is the pink Tutu, which also is so many other people's favorite, and I understand why. So the pink Tutu, you guys, especially when you wear it outside, it's very interesting. It smells almost like bubblegum to me in a good way, not like a super realistic bubblegum where, like, you know, that Moschino pink, that pink teddy bear one really smelled like actual pink bubblegum. It has like a mintiness to it. It has a bit of a minty pinkness to it. And it's also like floral and soft and feminine and has a bit of a brightness to it, a bit of a greenness to it. It's more fresh. It's more light. It's less heavy. Like, it's not as heavy as the Tutu Blanc. It's mature, but not too mature. It's elegant. It's refined. It's more interesting. There's a little bit more going on in the Tutu than there is in Gossip Night. Gossip Night for me, if I had to say, I get like 2 main accords from Gossip Night. That would be, I get like a creamy whipped cream vanilla, and I get like a peachy mango kind of quality. Tutu, there's so much more going on in there. It's so much more interesting. It's feminine and beautiful and soft, and smells kind of like, if I had to give it a fabric, it smells like the material on a ballet skirt, like a tutu, like that chiffon, tulle, kind of fabric. Very like fluffy and whimsical. It's pretty. It's really, really pretty. It is the most addictive for me. When I walk outside and I wave my arms around in the air and I have each of these 4 scents on different places of one on my hand, one on my forearm. The one that is the most interesting, beautiful, sweet that I would want to smell on myself is Tutu, followed by Gossip Night. And I think you could actually almost layer the two, because catching a whiff of both of them on the air together is quite lovely. All right, guys, so my winner here is definitely Tutu. I will have to take more time with it. I will have to try wearing it and actually wear it out, put it on my skin. I'll have to actually wear this as a full day wear, but I'm really happy that I tried this. The thing is, like, I would have blind purchased this, but you know what? Every time you blind purchase a perfume, you always think, what if? I always would have been wondering, what if I liked Chantilly better? But it is absolutely lovely. Tutu is something I could wear, like, I see wearing this with like a beautiful flowy summer dress or skirt. It's just very elegant. It kind of smells like, you kind of smell a little bit like rosy and clean and a little bit powdery and feminine and just a little bit fruity, not too much. But you also smell like you maybe were chewing a little bit of minty gum. That's kind of what I get from it. It's almost like distant cousin of Delina, and then a little bit minty, more powdery, more soft. Doesn't have the tartness or the harshness of the rhubarb that's in Delina. It doesn't have as much muskiness as what's in Delina. It's not as strong. It's not as like potent and powerful and in your face as Delina. It definitely has more of a creaminess and a softness to it. It's very, very pretty. It's very pretty. So this one, right now, I would keep my same rating for this one. I would give it about a 7.5 out of 10, which is really good, considering 10 would be all-time favorite and 5 would be totally neutral. This is actually pretty good. I like it. The bottle's beautiful, and I would really love to have a bottle one day, but I have to take more time with it. And this is going to last me forever, so I'm not going to rush out and get a bottle. Old me would have immediately ran out and got a bottle. New me takes my time with it, and this is going to last forever. The other good thing about these little decants is that they're the perfect size to pop in your purse, take with you when you go on vacation. So maybe the next time I travel, I'll bring this and have it as my scent of the vacation. I'm not sure. But it's very, very nice. And yeah, Tutu wins out of these 4 fragrances from Gritti for me.